Hey guys, so today is going to be my February wrap up. So here are all of my physical books. Oh my god. I read 10 books this month, which is not my greatest month. Let me set these down for a second. Okay, those books are so freaking heavy. So February was a doozy for me. So I read a lot of long books, but I didn't feel as productive and as awesome as I did in January. So that kind of made me sad. I did have some personal things going on that I had to figure out, so I think that's kind of what happened with that. But I was just at the Music with the Bell signing this past weekend. It's Monday now. I had the most amazing time. I just wanted to talk about it for a second because it was one of the most incredible experiences of my entire life so far. I got to meet so many amazing people that I've read or admired for years, so that was really cool. And I got to meet Jess, Tori, and Sam, and they're all so amazing in person as they are on screen, and I just love getting to meet them. I kind of fangirled a little bit, so it was just an incredible weekend. I had so much fun. Me and my dad went up there because he wanted to go with me because he really likes Nashville and like kind of the music scene. So we went up there together and it was super fun. Yeah, I had a great time, but nobody, I feel like, really talks about this. Like, after the signing, I was so exhausted. Like, standing for 6 hours straight, I was like absolutely dead. I hadn't eaten anything since like 9 in the morning. So maybe I'll do like a video of what to expect for your first book signing, because I kind of went in blind. I didn't really know what I was doing, so it might be helpful for people going to book signings in the future. So let me know if you would like me to do that. I think I might do it because if I would help anybody, I would love to do it. So I think I'm gonna do it. But yeah, it was such an amazing experience. When I met Yana Darling, I like totally fangirled. I was like shaking. I was so excited. And I felt kind of shy. I don't know. I didn't really know what to say because I was just so excited. So I hope she doesn't think I'm like super shy and just like awkward, but I just had such an amazing time. I'll take the pain and from standing all day and the exhaustion of that a million times over to have that incredible experience. So I'm so thankful for that. And yeah, it was just so much fun. So now I'm back at home and it feels good to be home. So let's get right into this video. I have to find my phone. So like I said, I read 10 books this month. It's not my normal month so far, but I don't really know what to expect yet because it's still the beginning of the year. I really want to push myself this year. I'm really shoot for the stars and try to read as much as I can, not because it's like competition, but I just love challenging myself. And so I'm really excited to see how I can, you know, change my reading and read a lot more this year, because I have so many books I want to read and I really want to try and make that a priority. So reading is definitely going to be a huge priority this coming year, or the rest of the year. So I'm really excited. So let's get into the first couple of books I read this month. So let me grab them. They're on the ground. So one of the books that I read this month, not doing it in any particular order, was The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I was so excited to read this book. I just have heard amazing things about it. And so this is about our heroine, who she works at this amusement park, a lot like Disney. And so when we first start off, our hero, he is the grandson to the kind of matriarchy of this whole business. And so his grandfather leaves him and his other two brothers, I think, yeah, two brothers, different like letters telling them what they need to do to become like a more important part of the company. And so his letter was told him that he needs to find a new thing to add on to the park, a new creative thing, because he's very creative, but he kind of lost that in recent years. And so our heroine helps him out with that, and she submits a project design like randomly, and it gets accepted, and so she's now on like the creative team, and they really don't like each other. It's grumpy sunshine slash kind of hate to love, and I enjoyed it. I did really enjoy the first half of the book, but it kind of went downhill for me towards the end. I really did not like that miscommunication. I wasn't really feeling it anymore. So I think I'm going to give this one 3 stars, which is sad to say, but I really enjoyed the beginning, and I just didn't like the 3rd act breakup. I really didn't like how he treated her and how he broke up with her. I thought that was not cool of him. And he did grovel, but I feel like not enough. I don't know. It just kind of felt like a weird situation. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. Yeah, I felt it was just kind of okay. It wasn't like spectacular, one of the best books I've read, or really kept me super duper captivated. So 3 stars. It was just okay. If you want like a fun, sweet romance, I guess this would be a good book for you. But yeah, I didn't enjoy this one as much as I thought I would, which is kind of sad. But I'm really excited for the Oldest Brothers book, because that sounds really interesting. Marriage at Convenience plus workplace, and I kind of saw who is going to be the heroine, so I'm really excited for that. Okay, and so the next book I read was It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. So I was so nervous to read this book. A lot of people love it, but then some people did not love it. So I was going in here kind of uneasy and anxious because I don't really like to pick books that I read that I don't enjoy, because it gets me in a slump, and I really try to pick books that I will enjoy, and sometimes I get caught up in that hypeness, and like you know how much TikTok hypes books, and you get kind of caught in the trap, and you're like, oh, I really want to love this book, and so you force yourself to read it even though you might not like it. So anyways, I ended up really liking this one. So our heroine, this is based on the show Schitt's Creek a little bit. If you haven't seen that, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because that show is incredible. It's honestly one of my favorite shows ever. It's so funny, it's comedic. It's about this wealthy family who loses all their wealth, and the father of the family had bought this town in like nowhere as a joke, and so they moved there because that's their only asset that the government let them keep, and so they have to figure out how to move on with their life and get jobs and all that stuff. And it's really interesting and really fun, and I just loved how they never gave up, and they weren't like, you know, what you would think like somebody in this situation would do. Of course they were upset, but they like got right back up again, which I just loved. And that family is just so hilarious, and it's so good. So anyways, our heroine is slightly based off of Alexis, who is the daughter in that family. And so Alexis is very like kind of like bimbo-ish, I guess, and kind of more materialistic, but she definitely deeper down has a lot of layers to her, and so I really fell in love with Alexis from the show. And so our heroine, she's a lot like Alexis, like I said, and so she gets into some trouble. Her boyfriend breaks up with her, and so she breaks into this like pool and starts like a party. He gets into trouble, and her stepdad's like, okay, well, this is the last time. I'm gonna ship you off to I think it's like Washington, a small town in Washington, with her sister, because her sister doesn't want to leave her alone, as punishment. And so their late father was a crab fisherman there, and he owned this bar, and so he's like, your girls need to go there, see how it's doing, and stay there for a couple months as punishment. So she gets there, and she meets this guy, and he's super hot, but he thinks she's very materialistic, and you know, just that like rich girl vibes, which she is, but she definitely has some deeper layers and deeper things going on with her character. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was super fun and light and fluffy, and that's what I really enjoyed. And I'm definitely excited for the next book, and it just reminded me of one of my favorite shows, and it just made me happy. I give this 4 stars though. It was really good, but I don't think it's like my favorite book I've ever read or anything like that, but I did definitely really enjoy it. High 4 stars. I really loved this. Thought it was fun and light and a great fun read to get you out of a dark place maybe, or you know, I don't know, just maybe it's definitely good for, it's definitely like a spring summery book. So I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. Definitely go check it out if you haven't. Okay, and so the next book I read was the last book in the Calloway Sisters series, which is Long Way Down. This is not including like the epilogue book or whatever. So this is about Reich and, oh my god, it's about Reich and Daisy. So I really love this couple. I think they're so fun, and I love their energy together, and they're just so adorable. And so this book is more about they're getting married and they're trying to start a family, but Daisy has a lot of fertility problems. And so this whole book, basically, they're trying to get pregnant. And so I did really enjoy this, but I definitely think it was way too long. It did not have to be like, I think it's 630 pages. It did not have to be this long. I know, you know, Kristen and Becca Ritchie, they both write very long books, but usually there's substance and a reason for that, but I didn't really feel that in this book. I felt like definitely things could have been shorter, but I still really enjoyed it. I love the sisters and their husbands and their kids. So I'm definitely excited to read the epilogue and keep reading in the spin-off series. But so I did like this, but just not as much as the rest of the series. And I think my favorite couple though to read about is Rose and Connor, because they're a power couple. They're the power couple. I love them so much. So I really love this series. Definitely go check it out, but definitely not one of my favorites of the series, but still really enjoyed it. Okay, and so this next book I read was Waking Olivia by Elizabeth O'Rourke. This one was so fantastic, very emotional though. So our heroine has a very traumatic past, and she can't really remember what happened, and so she is a very talented runner. I think it's track runner. And so she gets transferred to this new school, this new college, because she got a scholarship, and things were working out at her other college, and so she sleep runs, which is really interesting. And she falls in love with a coach romance, age gap, forbidden, so good. I give this one 5 stars. And so he kind of figures out that she is sleep running and tries to help her, and it's just so sweet, so angsty, and I really loved it. He does have a girlfriend, so I don't go in there knowing that, I guess, but I don't think there's cheating involved, if I recall. I can't really remember, but I did really enjoy this. 5 stars. It was so good. It's a short read, so I would definitely go check it out. Okay, so this next one I read was called The Affair by Gianna Darling. So I read this last week, and I really enjoyed it. So this is her first book, and I thought it was a great first book for her. It definitely shows how Gianna Darling writes, and I really enjoyed this. So our heroine, she is going on a trip to Mexico, and she meets this really hot, handsome guy on an airplane, and they decide to have a holiday affair, and he has a longtime partner, girlfriend, and they're very serious, but they're kind of falling out of love, and so they have an affair, and it's super sexy, it's super just not taboo, but like, I guess like secretive kind of, and I liked it a lot. I give this one 4 stars. I think it's a great first book for her, but I definitely, I didn't love it as much as her other books. Her writing has definitely progressed and is so much better, but I'm so proud of her, and this book is just, it's really good. So I wish though that we did see kind of the angstiness and where she finally sees what plays out, like the heroine, because I already know who the girlfriend is, so I don't want to spoil, I don't want to spoil anything, but I know who it is, and I wish we saw that interaction between, like, who, you know, when she realized who it was, and they kind of, like, faced each other. So, I'm excited to read the next book in the series, and I think I'll enjoy it even more. So, yeah, I really like this. Definitely go check it out. I love Gianna Darling. And so these were, like, the next books are the first 2 books I read in February, and that is The Rebel by Sophie Lark. This is the 2nd book in the Kingmaker series, and it was fantastic. I absolutely love this series. So this is like a, it's kind of, it has Hogwarts vibes, like a dark Hogwarts. So there's this college for mafia children, children who are parented by, their parents are in the mafia and different parts of the mafia, like the Wrapup, blah, blah, blah. The different, you know, the different types of mafia. So this one is about Miles, and he is kind of a well, not a playboy at school. He's gets into trouble. He's very he makes lots of deals and gets like contraband into the school, and there's not like phones, drugs, alcohol. And so our heroine, she is engaged to this awful person, this awful guy. He's like so dark and creepy and weird, and he really wants to hurt her. And so her father won't let her get out of it because it's for like not like a political gain, but like a mafia gain, I guess, in the mafia world. And so they fall in love, and he helps her get out of that situation. And he's the kid of Ada, and oh my god, I can't remember his name. It's the first book. It's Brutal Prince. I can't remember his name. Anyways, it's the first book, and that's their kid, Brutal Prince, which is in the Brutal Birthright series. So that one's really good. I just can't remember the hero's name, but that's their kid, and it was so great seeing them because I love that couple. And it was just a great book. It's super angsty because they have to kind of have their relationship hidden while they're trying to get rid of the guy, because the only way they can get rid of him is if they kill him, because he is just so psychotic and crazy. And so I really, really love this. Highly recommend this series. I think The Heir is definitely my favorite. I just loved it so much. So definitely go check this series out. This one I gave 5 stars. Incredible. Next one, because I was dying to read Dean's story because he's just such an intriguing character. He's another part of this series. And so this is Dean and Kat's story. And so Kat was this like meek, naive girl who was kind of forced to go to the school with her sister, who is in the book previous, because her father is like, you know, cruel and wants her to get out and stuff. So he sees her do something really bad, and so now he's like has this over her head. And Dean is kind of the type of character who gets obsessed with things and possessive. So it was really good. It has like BDSM in it, which I'm not that big of a fan of, but I didn't mind it in this. It was done very tastefully, and it was just so good. She had to like kind of play his like pet, and not like actual pet, but like do things for him. And like her friends didn't know why she was doing these errands and things for him, and she didn't want to tell him because it would ruin her and she'd be killed. So it was really good. I absolutely love this. Dean is like one of my favorites. But when I was reading it, guys, the pages started coming out of the book. Like you can see kind of how it's like different pages are sticking out and it's not even. It's because the pages started coming out. So I ordered this a while ago, so I don't think I can return it and get a refund, get a replacement, so I'll just have to buy it on my own. But I really love this one. So good. 5 stars. Okay, so the last like physical book I have that I read is House of Sky and Breath. Oh my god, guys, this was fantastic. 5 stars, of course. I love Sarah J. Maas. She's one of my favorites. And so this picks off right off of what happened. Well, not right off of, but the beginning is this like crazy prologue where we don't really know what's happening, and it's really interesting. And so we get into the story, and they're still trying to figure out stuff. And so they are Bryce and Hunt. They're kind of on watch by these like they're called Ariels, I guess. And they are the people that could kill them, and they have to be on the lowdown because they killed like an archangel. So they're being watched by them, and so they find some information about Danica, where she had like some secret, so they're trying to figure that out. And crazy things are happening in the city, and there's just so much stuff I can't even cover, but it was just incredible. I loved learning more about Rue and his relationship with the other agent. That was so good and surprising. I was so intrigued. I love that she threw that in because it added so much to the story. And that ending, I was in full shock for like an hour, because if you've read it, you know what I mean. And it was just insane. Like, I was like, is she gonna do it? I was like, yes, she did it. So I just she's such a genius. I love her so much. I can't believe she threw that twist in, and I'm so incredibly excited to see what's going to happen in the next book. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Absolutely incredible. If you haven't read the first book, I don't know what you're doing, but so good. Okay, so then I read Twisted Hate by Anna Huang, and I ended up DNFing this. I had it in paperback, and I just got really bored. It was so long. It's a hate to love romance. The hero's a doctor, and the heroine is like a lawyer, and they have to work together at a hospital. And it was just so boring. Like, I liked the characters at first and their backstories, but I didn't really feel the tension and like angst, I guess, between the characters of why they hate each other so much. I understand why, but it was just, I don't know, I couldn't feel their chemistry, so I didn't really like it, and I ended up not finishing it. I don't think Anna Huang is an author for me. I've tried Twisted Love, Twisted Hate, and all of those I just thought are meh, and they're just not right for me, which really sucks because so many people love her, and I really want to love her because I follow her on TikTok, and I think she's such an amazing person, and but I just can't get into her books, which is sad. But then the last book I read this month was The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert. This is a monster romance, and it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. So it's really interesting how she started off this series. So our heroine, she was in a really bad relationship with her ex-husband, and he would abuse her. And so she makes a deal with a demon where the demon will kill her husband if she goes into basically like sexual slavery. And if she does that, and she like, you know, is with like a creature for 7 years, then her contract's done and she can move on with her life. And so she gets, in the beginning, they have like a row of women, and each like monster picks which one they want. And so a dragon picked her, and so she goes off with this dragon, and they get down to some steamy business, and it's really good. It's kind of like a little bit Beauty and the Beast-ish. I enjoyed it. I thought there would be a lot more steam and more stuff going on because of how much it was hyped and like the art and stuff that she posted. So I was a little disappointed, but I still really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited for the next one, which I think is like the Kraken, maybe. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, so this month wasn't that great, but that's okay. Sometimes you have those months where you're just not at your best reading level, and I've also been watching a lot of Downton Abbey. I got addicted. So I'm like, I binge watch. I'm on like the last season now. So I really love Downton Abbey. and it's a really good show. So I will let you guys go. I loved doing this video. I did have some amazing reads this month. I was so hyped for House of Sky and Breath. That's probably why I didn't read that much, because I was just waiting and waiting for it to come out because I was so excited. And then I proceeded to take like a week to finish it. So I don't know, my brain. But I will see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun making it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.